The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
The Contributor.com article about climate change is a fascinating read. Check it out at Contributor.com. There is now some people are saying this is a consensus. Some people have been saying this for a really long time. But out of 13,950 peer-reviewed studies, peer-reviewed articles published on global warming in the last 22 years, only 23 out of 14,000 reject global warming in a clear and decisive way. That is 0.16%. In other words, 99.84% of peer-reviewed articles support the idea that climate change is caused by human activity. Now, the issue I take with this is not new information. It's good to see this kind of longitudinal meta-analysis of the studies that are out there, of the articles that are out there. But if you just turn on corporate mainstream media, you would probably get the idea that this is not a 99.84 to 0.16 discussion. And why is this happening? We've talked about this many times, and it applies to a number of issues. The false equivalencies, of course, of mainstream media, and all opinions are valid, and we're so afraid of being accused of being liberally biased that for any position that is backed by science, we have to have some absurd minority, non-science supported view, which makes it appear as though this is much closer. Now, we see this with gay marriage, and particularly, actually, with reparative therapy, the idea that you can do therapy to make someone no longer be gay. Although it's been completely debunked and it's completely invalid scientifically, you'll see discussions on mainstream media where you have someone who comes on and says, this science is not, it's not science, it's not valid, it's harmful. And then an expert who says, no, I've done it and it's valid, on an equal plane with the moderator kind of just acting like an arbiter when it's completely absurd to put them at the same level. We see the same thing with climate change. It's 99.84 to 0.16%. But you see discussions one-on-one as if, well, it could be either.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, there are only two sides to the issue, right? And so as long as one side exists, I mean, would it be completely irresponsible for the media to say, well, we're not going to give anyone from that side any time?
Well, I'm not sure.
Shouldn't they give them at least some time?
How do you handle it, Natan, without creating this absurd situation where, to not be called biased, you have people on representing completely unfounded views?
It's hard to come up with a good analogy. I mean, if you were talking about math in a class,
right,
and you wanted to present to the students, how basic arithmetic works, you wouldn't say, well, kids, some people, most people, almost everyone thinks that 2 + 2 is 4. But there's this guy from the street that I picked up that says 2 + 2 is 5. Let's bring him in the interest of having all opinions heard.
Same example, which I used on an interview I did yesterday on a national radio show, where I said, if you had a Celtics-Lakers basketball game, and in the post-game show, instead of just saying, well, listen, according to the scoreboard, the Celtics won, as they always should, and we're going to discuss how they won, you say, well, here's someone who actually is going to give the opinion of why the Lakers won, right? I mean, at some point, we have to be able to say something is the consensus, and we're not going to give other theories that are not proven the same footing until we have more evidence that they're valid.
Well, as long as there are powerful corporations who stand to lose from the measures that would be taken to reduce global warming, you're going to have these people talking on the mainstream.
That may be the case.
Yeah.